Here we go. I forgot to go live on YouTube. So, oh, there we go. We should be good there now. And I'll just wait for it to start. Sorry for everybody that's an All Access member. I did not go live on the social media channels.
You're all right now.
There we go. All right. Okay, now we're good to go. Thanks to Buck for texting me and letting me know. It's a good thing I still have my watch on. Okay, so, all right. 12-second recap for everybody that just started watching on Facebook and YouTube. This is Tacti-Cool Taco Tuesday. It's the second one that we've done. It's the second Tuesday of every single month. It's a Q&A for our Warrior Life Academy All Access members. So you can, if you're an All Access member, make sure that you're watching us in the dashboard in the members area, so that you can go ahead and submit your questions there. So it's a Q&A for our members, but for everybody else that wants to watch us on the social media channels, you can watch us on Facebook, you can watch us on YouTube, over YouTube/Warrior or Facebook.com/WarriorLifeReady, or over on Instagram, which I think is Warrior Life Ready also. So, and I think we're good to go. Yeah, I see us over there now. So, anyway, so Taco Tuesday is where we answer questions and make tacos that I basically invented and have not tried yet. So the first one was, to me, an abysmal disgrace to tacos everywhere, but this one I think I'm gonna pull out a winner here. All right. So what we're going over is that Andre here. Say Andre. Say I was gonna say Andre.
Say Andre.
Say hi, Andre. But Andre is here to help me out. Andre is my resident martial arts / self-defense / combatives expert, and doesn't eat pork. Found that out after making the pork belly one, the first taco. So, okay, so jackfruit is going to be what we're going to use as a meat alternative now, okay? And
yeah, if I like it, I might just start eating it.
I know. We started making it, and I'm like, okay, I'll do this. Now we're going to barbecue it up on the grill here.
Okay.
So we're gonna put some flavor into it. Then we're going to add KFC coleslaw. Got to add the KFC coleslaw and pineapple.
Now, see, I love pineapple.
You love pineapples?
I love pineapple.
Guess what I've got growing in my front yard?
Pineapples.
5 pineapples. We bought the house, didn't even know I had pineapples there. All of a sudden,
Just gotta put self-defense around it.
yeah. You know what we have these like owls. These, like, I don't know, they're like plastic or something.
Right.
But they look like owls. And we have a fountain in front of our yard, and so there was there to keep snakes and stuff away from our fish, because we had a goldfish in the pond in front with this fountain and everything.
Right.
So the owl kept the snakes away from the fish. But it didn't work on me, because I had never had fish before in a pond, and the water was going low. It's a nice pond, like it's a good sized pond, but the water was going low, so I stuck the hose in there and just like filled it up with water. I didn't realize you can't do that.
Kill the fish.
I killed the fish.
Yeah.
Except for 3. We didn't even see them for like a week or so, and all of a sudden, boop, there were like 3 fish there.
Right.
And I was like, all right, those are the survivors.
So they got to be gotta have some type of bacteria and stuff in there for.
They have to have I think you can't have like regular tap water in there like that. It messes up the pH or something like that.
Right.
But hey, it's the law of selection,
Survival.
right? Like, it's survival, right? So 3 of them won. So then, knowing that I had pineapples and that varmints take the pineapples, so I took the owl and put it over by the pineapple. So now the snakes went in and ate my fish.
Seriously?
Seriously. So now we have.
You need more owls.
I got more owls. So now we have 2 places where we have pineapples. So now I've got 2 owls guarding the pineapples.
Well, I'll talk about guarding from me. I ain't talking about the environment.
So now I have 3. I have 3.
So the survivors didn't survive.
They didn't survive. They didn't survive, man. Those poor things. And then get this, the snake didn't even survive, because the snake got in the pond, couldn't get out.
So it died.
It died in there too. And it's like I'm looking down there and like, what is that hose doing up there? I don't even know how long that snake was there, but there was a dead snake in my pond. That's how I knew that it was a snake that got him. But anyway, That's the pineapple story. All right.
It's like a tragic movie.
Tragic, man. Okay. So we're going to cut up some pineapple to go into the coleslaw here. All right.
So you're going to mix it in the coleslaw?
That's what I'm thinking. Would you rather it be mixed in the coleslaw, or would you rather have it?
Whatever you want to do. You're the chef.
Okay. I'm going to leave it out of it. I was going to put it into it, but I think I'm going to leave it out just to give it like some contrast and color.
You're going to mix it in one of the jars?
I'm not going to mix it in.
Okay.
I'm not going to mix it in. But we're more than just... okay. So I was just going over the ingredients. So we've got pineapple. We've got KFC coleslaw. I am going to make a chipotle cream sauce that is freaking phenomenal, man. Like, this stuff is... I've got this from a restaurant in Austin. Super simple, but man, is it good. It is so good. And then I have sweet heat jalapenos and almond flour tortillas from Whole Foods. Melissa said that she tried these out and that these were the best tortillas that she had found.
Well, we done tried a whole bunch of tortillas.
I know, we did last time, didn't we? And they got like all crispy and stuff, so it didn't work out all that well. But I'm going to do them a little bit ahead of time, put them inside of this little warmer here.
Okay.
Got my warmer. All right, so we're good to go there. In fact, I'm going to do that early so that we can just get those ready to go, so we can just fill them up with this stuff. While I'm doing this,
you ready?
Ready to ask some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, we've got some questions coming here. Again,
we have 10 questions here.
Okay.
See if we can find one. See if I can stump you with something.
Stump me, huh?
Are these questions live?
Yeah, they will, as people put them in.
Oh, I can see more on here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, not seeing any stream on YouTube, Facebook right now.
Okay, got it.
I know it was live. Okay. So, given how intensely you focus on survival topics, this is from Steve from Louisville. Given how intensely you focus on survival topics for Warrior Life, Jeff, what personal survival strategies do you employ for your family?
It's a big question. Like, what personal?
Yeah, like, what strategy? Like, so what do you have set in place? What's your mission plan, game plan for your family?
Okay, so we have. I just moved to Florida. For those of you that aren't familiar with my history and what's going on here, just moved to Florida. Actually, I've been here for a couple of years now. So it took all of my previous plans from Texas, my escape routes, my Plan B evacuation location, all of that stuff, and kind of threw them into the crapper. Yeah. So I had to start over, and of course I had to reconnect with my high school sweetheart. She had to live in Florida, of all places, the worst state. If you're a survivalist, I mean, it's a good place to be if you like guns and survival stuff. But there's only one way out of here, and it's just you got one way.
Yeah, 75.
Unless I get a boat, and I'm not getting in a boat.
Yeah.
If I can't see land, I ain't getting in a boat.
Hurricane.
So
you gotta have a chopper.
I do need a chopper. So we do have an alternate location that is close by, that is defensible, I think is the proper word. Defensible. It's close enough that we can rally the whole family there. We also do have a backup location that we can go to in case of an evacuation or some sort of an SHTF type event. These are they're a little too soggy, I think. I'm going to put these over. Too much butter on that. So where we can go, if we need to, so we have an evacuate. That's the number one thing, is like, we're good at home. We have a good place to go to rally the whole family. We got the kids, got the grandkids. So we have a place that we can go in case of a shelter-in-place scenario that is very sturdy. It's going to stand up to a hurricane. If we need to evacuate, we do have a rally point that is close enough that everybody in the family can get there quickly, and we can rally there. Then we can choose to stay there because it's a highly defensible point. It's close enough that that everybody can get there, even by alternative means. If the vehicles, if they're not able to get there by vehicle, alternate means will be able to get them there. And then we make a decision from there whether we're going to go to essentially the Plan C location, which is much further away, but we'll be able to go in convoy there. So that's kind of a general question, like what do we do for food, what do we do for all the other things, but the very first place that I start with is, if I had to leave right now, where would we go? So got to have the bug out bag ready to go, and got to have a place to go to from there, and a way to rally everybody together. That forms the core. From there, everything else kind of just spans out. Then we start looking at more long-term food, water, things like that. But I always say the bug out bag is the core of your survival program, because even if you're going to shelter in place, you can still use everything that's inside of there. So got that covered, and and then the evacuation route. So that was the first thing that we had to get in place here.
How long did it take you
to
plan everything out?
Well, I was kind of fortunate that my girlfriend is also kind of into this stuff as well, so kind of walked into a plan that was already pretty much started.
You put the Washington stamp on it?
Yeah. I just put my name on it.
How hard is it to get your family, let's say you have a family that's not really into it, to understand the importance of having that rally point?
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's one of the biggest questions that we get is, hey, my spouse, and sometimes it's the wife, and the husband doesn't really, you're crazy, just go ahead, do your zombie thing or whatever. But I always tell people, like, you're better off not trying to preach to your family, but more ask questions. What would we do if? So what would we do if there's a tornado? Depending upon where you live, we're getting more and more of these natural disasters. So people in California, which is a very liberal state, you don't find a lot of like survivalists out there. Actually, there are quite a few there, but you don't really hear about them. So, but wildfires have been rampant there, and it's already starting to be like a hell of a season. So, I tell people is, what would we do if is the best thing to do. Instead of trying to preach to them, start asking questions and let them come up with the answers. If they say they don't know, they're kind of proving their own point here that you have to have some sort of a plan.
I think like the problem is if you make it seem like it's this apocalyptic event, like like I said, zombies, stuff like that, people won't take it serious. But natural disasters is just as important. The same plan you have for an apocalypse, you get the same plan you have for a natural disaster.
Yeah, I mean, there's little nuances here and there. I mean, the main thing that we focus in on is other people being the threat,
right?
Because most everybody is not preparing at all. So when resources are low, they freak out, and that becomes like the bigger threat. Going back to your family, or like how do you get other people on board with it? So I start with the what if questions. Ultimately, the best advice I can give is like don't try. If it's that far of a reach, like my ex-wife, like she was never coming along. So it didn't matter.
So you basically have to make the decision, I might have to leave family behind.
Not leave family behind. Like, no, what I say is that when a disaster happens, like, they become instant converts. It's like, okay, I get it now. Okay, I get it. Like, you've got us taken care of, right? Like, that's all they really want to know is that you're going to provide for them. You're going to be able to safeguard them. So I say never. It's not worth getting in arguments about and things like that, and causing a problem. But you do still have to plan for the rest of your family, even if they're not all that into, survival and stuff. So you still got to do that. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right, next question.
All righty. I want to jump, but I want to get lost myself here. So, what guns do you personally carry, and why do you choose them? There are so many options.
Okay. All right, so.
Desert Eagle.
Just pull that baby out. Actually, most of the time when I'm in Florida now, and it's like, winter, it's like 150 degrees outside. So if I'm wearing shorts like I am now, I will, if I'm wearing something dark enough that I can wear my Glock, I'll wear Glock 26 appendix carry. I'll carry my Ruger LCP 380 in my pocket. I'm not wearing my Glock 26 right now, but that's what I'll wear typically for everyday carry. I like to have a backup on me, so that's why I carry the pocket pistol also. If it's cold enough out and I'm wearing jeans, I will wear my 357 revolver on my ankle as a backup gun. Sometimes I'll put my 380 in my back pocket, but I'll also wear either my Glock 19 or my Glock 26 in my front waistband appendix carry, and that's what I rock.
So I mean, is it just a personal, what works best for you type of deal?
I say yes. I mean, you need something dependable. I mean, I know there's a lot of people out there. I mean, ultimately what it comes down to is whatever you can shoot well and comfortably and get to. I mean, I have certain criteria that I use where I don't have a manual safety, because I've just seen when you carry around in the chamber and you got a manual safety, you pull it out. If you have to take it off a safe in the heat of the moment, you might not. Most likely you won't. I say you won't. Most people say, "Oh, I can do that because I practice it and everything." It's like you don't know. You don't know till you know. You don't know till you got some guy charging at you 100 miles an hour with a knife in his hand, and all of a sudden you're going to figure out that you don't have time. So that's what I look for. I look for an integrated safe. That's why I like Glocks. They're dependable, lightweight, fire awesome. They're powerhouses. Shoot 9mm, and the safety is integrated into the trigger, so I never have to worry about it. Carry around in the chamber, good to go.
Awesome. Okay. I have the usual commercial martial arts available around me, like karate. This is from, Jason from Detroit.
Jason.
The other one's from Bill from Tampa.
Bill from Tampa, all right.
I apologize, Bill. All right, so Jason from Detroit, self-defense. I have the usual commercial martial arts available around me, like karate, taekwondo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu / MMA, etc. What martial arts would you recommend as the base for practical self-defense? I don't want to waste my time and money on a lot of stuff that isn't going to help me and is going to take years to learn.
Gotcha. You want to take this one? I'll give you my stuff too, but I mean, you're the.
Well, okay. A lot of the self-defense out there, like you said, commercial, Jason, they're not bad. I mean, anything helps and to know whatever. Like, for example, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is actually a really a good martial art. Now, I am involved with Defense Lab. It used to be called KC. There's a lot of little controversy about that martial art as well. But honestly, when it gets down to it, it's about gross motor skills and what we do naturally, like what our instincts requires to do. And it's going to take training. I mean, people who think you can just watch a video and then go out there and do it under stress, you're fooling yourself. You're going to have to do some type of training periodically to keep those muscle memories available and accessible as soon as you need them. All right. So a lot has to do with your physical fitness. I mean, you need to be in shape. Let's be honest. So I mean, if you got bad knees, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu might not be right for you. Got hip flexors that are tight, Taekwondo might not be your cup of tea. But I would say find something that you really like and go for it, right? I mean, when you get down to it, you just gotta defend yourself.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will say that, like Taekwondo and everything is just like it's not made for the. Well, that's true. It's like it's not. You put Taekwondo. It is, but what I always tell everybody is like, excuse me, whatever, if it's a triple somersault, spinning dragon, monkey fist, back shot or whatever, like if that's what you can pull off in the moment, like you're that badass with it, like who am I to say that this martial art doesn't work for the street, for combatives?
You ever see that it was a monk and he does kickboxing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever see
like a Shaolin monk?
Yeah.
Like
you ever see them train? They do all this fancy stuff. But when he got in the ring, it was just basics.
Yeah.
Punch, kick, and all that other stuff went out the window.
Yeah.
All those fine motor skills are not going to help you in a real life scenario. Gross motor skill, hammer fist, a lot of the palm strikes that Jeff supports. I like what Andy Norman always says. He says, man, if you want to know how to fight, just look at a kid. They bite, kick, punch. They do what they have to do. Why? Because it's natural. So.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to places where people actually have to fight, you go into the prisons and stuff like that. It's not pretty.
No.
They're not doing, they're not doing taekwondo. They're not doing, they do train. What's that? Oh. Okay. They do train, but let me go ahead and plug this in.
Yeah, but I mean, they use whatever they have.
They use whatever they have. Doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work, right?
Now, again, it's great to have some type of training. Any training will help you.
Exactly.
So, I mean, explore, find out what works. I know you want to spend a lot of money on just crazy stuff. So, but I would say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is good. Defense Lab is good. DNA Fight Science. And I think Jeff, you have a lot of stuff on your sites that are.
So I did Krav Maga before I moved out here, and I did not find a school since I've been out here. You know what? I checked out last week, and I'm probably going to sign up. I've always wanted to take Wing Chun, and I finally found looks like a really good school, and I like it because it's inside. It's super close quarters. It uses the center line, which most people don't defend their center line very well. So, and it doesn't require a lot of strength. So, if my girlfriend can, not that she's weak, she's not, but it's for up against. I always look at the worst case scenario. You're up against somebody who's twice as big and twice as strong as you.
Right.
So, if somebody you ever look like Ip Man, like pictures of him, this old dude is he's like this tall. So if it can work for somebody like that, then it can work for the bigger and stronger you are, the more it can work for you. So that's what I'm looking at right now. But like Andre said, whatever you can find is going to give you good experience. Something that you're going to enjoy and you're going to go back to. Because if it's something that you're just surrounded by a bunch of ankle biters, 8-year-olds, then you might not enjoy being in there or something. But you want to find something that you do enjoy that you're going to continue to go back to.
And remember, there's always the three vitals: the eyes, the throat, and the groin.
They can get stuff right from video.
Right. So as long as you got those three in mind, all that other fancy stuff is just fancy.
All right. So before we go on to the next one, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. Man, let me tell you something.
Oh, okay.
This cream sauce is amazing. So all it is mayo, sour cream, and then chipotles and adobo sauce. I already opened up a can before, so I'm going to put one of these in here now. You don't need that much because chipotles can be relatively spicy, but it's not all that bad. They're much hotter.
Person likes spicy food.
But I like the adobo sauce, which is really all you kind of need. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit.
And what is that called?
This right here.
Yeah.
This is a chipotle pepper and adobo sauce. See, now I just got it on my. If I go to lick my fingers, I'll be done. So, because it's a little spicy, but you're only using a little bit inside of there. So, all it is equal parts sour cream and equal parts mayonnaise. So we do this here.
They can see it, but
They will be able to now. So I'm just going to put like 1 scoop of
sour cream
in there, a little bit more. And then a scoop of mayonnaise, about the same, right?
All right.
Now, I'm going to cut up this,
What is that called?
this is a chipotle pepper. You know, like Chipotle, like the
I don't eat Chipotle.
the restaurant. You don't eat Chipotle? You don't like Chipotle at all?
I just don't eat there. My daughters do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good.
This is for a sauce, so you don't have to put it on
I got
there.
you.
I'm just going to put a little bit in here.
It's for everyone
This
else.
gives it a little bit of a smoky taste. And so then you just mix this up. I can go by the color because, yeah, you don't need that much.
Right.
Just enough to just give it a little bit of color. And it needs a little bit more.
More of that for you.
I got it. Sorry, thanks. So, turn this down a little bit because that's starting to burn down there. Okay. So now you take this.
That definitely like barbecue chicken.
Is that why? Because it smells like a barbecue chicken?
Something that looks like barbecue chicken.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in this little. I got these little things now. Remember we were trying to like get that peanut butter
Right.
to drizzle out and stuff. Well, I got this
Squeezer.
little squeezer. This thing's pretty cool, actually. I don't think anybody can see me putting that stuff in there, but. All right, get another question?
Another question. My question is about networking. I live in a very left-wing state. I'm sorry. This is from Peter from California. I live in a very left-wing state, and survival is usually thought of as something paranoia people are into. How do I go about networking with other like-minded people, or even finding them, without outing myself to people who will rat me out to a snitch line the moment the government asks them to?
Here, I'm going to move this forward a little bit here because we're going to start to assemble at the same time. The place for you to be able to go, you got that? Okay. Oh, switch over? Yeah. 1 second. I just want to put this up a little bit here. All right. All right, we should be good there. Okay. So what I recommend is that, well, first of all, I wouldn't assume everything that's left-leaning is going to not be into prepping. You'd be surprised. We do have people. I mean, Warrior Life Academy is apolitical, so we don't talk about politics there.